Welcome to Morning Minutes. Myself, Michael BURGIO, episode 259 with special guests, two special guests, Lisa Novak and Taney Jain from Melbourne. And we've also got Mark Novak, who's like a special guest every day. But welcome, Taney and Lisa.
Good morning, guys. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, Taney, tell us a bit about yourself. You're a real estate agent from Melbourne, obviously tough times at the moment. Give the audience a little bit of credibility of the transactions you're doing so you're very much at the forefront of real estate in the sort of Melbourne market.
So we did a training before like stage 4 happened, and we never got anxious. The one thing we actually worked upon that when the lockdown started, even the first wave or the second wave, I could see that many agents, many people, vendors, even my clients, everyone was very, very anxious. And we went into the depth of those anxiousness, and we thought what we find out, the anxiousness is the money, or the anxiousness is the media around the globe. Whenever you open a Facebook for Channel 9 or any kind of media you look up, so there is always something very scary. And if you spend about 20, 30, 40 minutes on that news channel, then you actually drain yourself and you go back to the blankets and you back to the bed. So what we did is we find out what is the thing which actually create those anxiousness, and myself and my team, we created a fence around us so that we don't get trapped into that kind of negativity which will hold us back. So what we did is I'm a very fond of reading history and reading about the great leaders in the past. So I read about some of the leaders in World War II, like Winston Churchill, how he motivated to win, against the enemy, when the country was about to lose. There's a King Arthur Jr. as well, in America, is one of these pages, I Have a Dream. Those kind of things actually, when I watched with my team, and I regularly watch, it actually motivates that impossible is possible, that there's always adversity out there. There's always be bad and tough times coming out there. So what is the alternative? So what we did is guys, let's stick together. Let's not focus on sales. Sales will be a bonus if it happens. So let's not focus on that. Let's focus on improving ourselves and improving our database, because I always complained it before pre-lockdown period to my coach, Tom Panos, that I'm not getting enough time to prospect on my own, because I'm getting all these leads and referrals, and I'm doing these appraisals, which I'm called in now, and I'm feeling guilty. And Tom used to say that this will happen, but then I want to go back to the basics, so that in case of adversity, I don't want to rely on referrals myself whole life. So this was the period that I went back with my team on the basics, like searching for expired listings on the market, searching for, let's say, what database we have, what is the fit, what is the fat, and in terms of the buyers as well. Because when I started my business, I started with buyers, because I used to serve buyer a lot. I used to send them on other agents listing without any monetary interest involved in that. So I used to guide them, look at that property that is on the market, and that actually fits your what you want or must-haves. So those people make me popular, and when they were about to sell, they used to call me. So I went back to the basics. I went back to calling buyers out there, saying, are you there? Are you looking for any kind of investment? And then once we fit the database, I called up all my warm calling. I finished that. I went back to cold calling again to the streets, because the ownership data had the new numbers there. And I started calling them with a different pitch. I don't call them saying, you want to sell the house, I have got a buyer, blah, 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 the old stuff. No, what we did is we say, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, Mr. and Mrs. Vendor, this is tonight from Reliance Real Estate in Werribee on Bottom Street, but I'm calling you. I know that this is not a right time to call you. Everyone is working from home, but what I'm calling, because I'm getting a high number of inquiries from the people who want to upsize in the similar area or downsize in the similar area, because this is 1 in 100 time opportunity to buy real estate. So I'm just calling to see if you have any plans to buy any property, any investment property, or I can guide you, because there are heaps of opportunity available out there whereby there's an infrastructure growth, and I've discussed about the infra. And then what happened is they
So
start.
Taney, sorry, can I just ask you, I don't mean to cut you off there, but can I just ask you, just for the people that are watching, let's just clarify a couple of things. So Taney, you're in Melbourne, you're an agent, a very successful agent in Melbourne, and you're in stage 4 lockdown. Can you just clarify for us how many listings you have managed to get since you've been in stage 4 lockdown?
And what you can and can't do.
So we got 10 listings in stage 4 lockdown.
You've listed 10? Okay.
properties.
And have you guys, that's phenomenal. And have you been able to sell property as well? I mean, guys, let's bear in mind, for anyone that's watching, let's bear in mind, these guys cannot leave their homes. They can't go and meet clients. Everything that you're doing, Taney, is being done remotely, correct?
Absolutely. So everything is done via Zoom. So we send a Zoom link to the vendor, even if I need to sell a house. So we didn't expect it to sell. So probably it's a funny thing, because I sold one property which was tenanted, and that actually made our motivations more higher, that yes,
yeah, I bet.
can happen. So what we started is we started sending out these flowers or Uber Eats deliveries like cakes to the tenants as well, which doesn't allow us to make a video.
So you really tried to get on their side, wooed them, went above and beyond to build that relationship with the tenant.
Absolutely. So what the tenant did is, like, they made a video for us for the new property we listed. They sent us back. We sent it back to the buyer. And now these buyers are those buyers from last 6 months, when I called back all my emails from readomain.com, those databases, when I called them, and I found that these people are there in the market from a long time. Now they have a reason to buy the house. Not every buyer will buy, but these buyers will specifically have a reason. Why? Because they are living in CBD. They want to get out of the CBD at the moment, because COVID has proved that you can work from anywhere. And these people are...
Yeah, Sydney's the same.
Yeah.
So what's
these people are from IT background. They want to move back to the suburban areas.
Yeah.
They got some reasons. Either they're scared that their job gonna get affected in coming months, so they won't be getting finance. Secondly, they might go on a job keeper. If they go on a job keeper for 1 or 2 months, they know they're gonna ruin their life, because they won't be getting the finance sorted straight away. Third, if the family is expecting a newborn, it's the right time for them to finalize the deal. So these people are ready to buy while virtual.
They're ready to buy, yeah. So Taney, Taney, have you actually sold properties during stage 4 lockdown?
Yeah, we sold 10 properties till now, including block of land. So including block of land. So
including a block of land. That's insane.
How you do that? I don't understand.
Yeah. So can you talk
how you do this? This is incredible.
Yeah. Can you talk us through how you're getting the dialogue with the buyer to, one, put an offer forward without seeing a property, and then sort of their reservations and what you're saying to then get them to commit to go under contract? Are these unconditional, or are you in a cooling off? Talk us through that.
In addition to that, guys,
already, and some of them are under contract, which means that they're subject to finance, and the bank is taking time at the moment, 3 weeks time. Some of them has gone past the finance stage already.
So Taney, for our viewers that are watching, the buyers are parting with their money, maybe $500,000 or $1 million of their money. The agent can't show them the property. The buyer can't see the property physically. The agent can't show the property physically, but you've managed a way around that.
Have to do that, because we don't know how long the lockdown gonna be there. Just like there was an announcement happened, and they extended it for 26th of October, and then the open home started from 23rd of November, pretty much whole of the year. So you have to figure out something. So one of the things what we believe is, like, it's your belief. If you don't have a belief in what you're doing, you can't convince other person. What if you don't have a belief in your product, what you're selling, you can't convince. For example,
That's right.
Let's say if you are let's say suppose you're driving the car what you're driving at the moment, and you want to sell this car, and pretty much inside out of this car. You need to make the buyer a visualization before showing a video of the car, like a picture in front of him so that he can see, he can understand that where the seats are, what type of car is this, and he can actually visualize that. Lot many people can make people visualize about the house, how the house looks like, what are the features
Yes.
that, what's the floor plan looks like, what the inclusions, why this is best, this is east facing, north facing, west facing, what are the
So as
energy.
much as much detail as possible. Taney, I can't help but think, I mean, look, obviously we're not in lockdown here in Sydney. Now, transactions ordinarily are hard, okay? Because at the moment we've got issues with financing's difficult. You know, properties that are tenanted, tenants are being difficult with access just because of COVID. You know, even when we're not in a stage 4 lockdown like you guys are in Victoria, transactions are taking longer. There's never that, you know, I listed it and it went unconditional that day. It just simply doesn't happen. I can't even imagine the roadblocks in place for you and how long it would take to actually list and then sell a property when you are locked into the confines of your property. Are you finding this process is just taking you 10 times as long?
I would say that it's not that difficult. Like once you start learning the process, it's all about how you make the relationships from day one of listing the property on market with the tenants or vendors and buyers.
That is such a valid point.
Can you
That
say that
is such
again?
a valid point.
Can you say that again, Taney?
So it's all depends upon from day one when you listed the property, how you maintain and develop a good relationship with the tenants and vendors and buyers.
And I think
Right? And that's what it's all about. Yeah.
and the big takeout that I took out originally at the beginning was with what you and the team did. Don't get caught up in all the white noise in the background and all the bullshit with the media. That was step one. And then I've just got a mental blank on the other one. I'll come to it. There was
No, but Burge, can I just add to that? While, and look, you know, it might be easy for us to say sitting here on our thrones here in Sydney where we've got complete and utter freedom, but you know, at the end of the day, Taney, you've worked out a way to get through the noise, like what Burge was saying, and to get through these roadblocks. You are honestly unstoppable. And I think that's what it comes down to. You know, mind over matter. And it's about, listen, instead of campaigning against what's going on down there with the REIV and, you know, that you guys should be entitled to do your one-on-one inspections, and that I don't have an opinion on that whatsoever. But, you know, you've worked out the way to be able to do this irrelevant of what else is going on down there.
Exactly.
And your client's the winner, your buyer's the winner, your seller's the winner, all because of your attitude and your solution that you've provided. Everyone's a winner that's around you. The people that are buying, selling, it's amazing.
Yeah, and the other point I mentioned, I thought it just came back to me, was your ethos wasn't to sell property; it was to help people educate and have genuine conversations. So block out the noise. Don't have that commission breath trying to sell. Understand it's a difficult time, and see how you can help people to people. And some of it may just be having a chat about the rental situation, having a chat about some of the rules, what you can and can't do. And then some people, the help for them is to find them a property and to buy a property during this time. Admel's made a couple comments. If you can find a spouse online, you can find a house. I love that one.
I love that. But you should try that.
Yeah. Luke Maroney, just a couple of comments here. Tough in Melbourne for sales and Mel morning. Philip, good evening. So lots of viewers on this morning. So what's next for the next sort of 4 months, Taney? So originally you guys, as I was saying, your ethos wasn't to sell, it was more to help, and the byproduct was to sales came forward. What's your goal plan for the next sort of 4 weeks? Now you've sort of cracked the myth of you can do deals and exchange, because I'm sure before you exchange one, you're thinking you can, but you just don't know. Now with 10 deals under the belt, what's sort of your next 2-week game plan, 4-week game plan? What are you telling vendors?
At the moment, like I'm taking real estate as a normal, like what I used to do pre-COVID, because now my brain is tuned into like, yes, I can do that. So I've got another virtual inspection booked up for my new listing, which are listed in lockdown period. And I have getting offers on that already, but I have not like discussed with my vendor regarding it, because I want the buyers actually to see the house first not just the old photos, because we don't have the photos done yet. We can't do the photos. So what I've done is I've contacted vendor Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, 4:30. We got multiple buyers in that Zoom meeting. So it's not one buyer, it's three buyers together in that Zoom meeting, looking at
No.
the house.
I
Uh,
love this.
and the vendor will be taking through the property. And these buyers, we specifically ask them, like, ask me as many questions you can while looking at the property, because the one buyer will then have a psychological effect that yes, people are buying online. Next buyer will look up, yes, I
Wow.
can look up online, but then there is no price bidding that time. But he thinks he's gonna buy. But that's actually unlocking this belief out there in terms of the buyers as well. So
Yeah.
that's happening. So that is more and more refined things will happen in next 4 weeks time, and I'm getting used to of this. Secondly is I'm more working, as I said, with my basics, with the new people who want to list the property online. So there's appraisals happening already. Want to people want to do renovations, we guide them that these are the renovations you want to do if you want to bring up the property on market. I'm specifically looking up for the people who are motivated vendors who want to sell their property in 6 months time, because I'm getting calls from people like saying, if I wait till March, things might get normal. I said, I'm not an astrologer. I can't predict for the future, but I can tell you only for now that if this job seeker payment stops, everyone will be stuffed up. So
One
better
thing I just want
smart people take the cash now and move forward.
One thing I just want to interject there, just to confirm with, because we do have a lot of agents watching. So you're doing a live video from either
this is
the
what I
tenant,
love.
the tenant or the owner in the property, and then putting the buyers all together in the same video, watching it. Is that correct? All together?
Yes, all together. So they get
Okay.
all the floor plans beforehand. So normally I can get the floor plans access. They got a floor plan there. They some of them they put up the videos on their let's say television or whatever they like. I can see that. Myself and one of my team members are there to show them the house. Vendors walk through the house. Vendors want to sell the house. They will do their best video they can.
Of course.
And just to interject, I tell you why that's gold is because I think one of the biggest obstacles.
Amazing.
Great. One of the biggest obstacles from buyers is they may think they're crazy buying a property, but when you put a video with other buyers in there, then they think, okay, if I'm obviously not crazy, if they're looking to buy it, and it brings a bit of normality that that's okay, because there will be people out there going, I'm happy to buy it through the video. And if there's similar properties out there, but they go, am I stupid? And as soon as you give them social proof, social recognition, that's gold to do it that way.
It just makes sense. You know what else, guys? Over in the UK, the agent doesn't show the property. The vendor actually shows the property anyway. No one is going to represent their own property better than the owner themselves, right, Taney?
Yes,
and
they know everything in detail about anything what they have.
Well, we've got Philip online from UK, and he just said, we're not far from a second lockdown here in the UK. This is very inspirational. And that's great. And that was one of the strong points of having Taney on.
Taney, how long does that meeting go for? How long does that meeting go for, Taney, when you have an owner, maybe 3 buyers and you? How long does that virtual walkthrough go for?
35 minutes, 40 minutes, depends. But for a premium Zoom package, better to have a premium package, because the meeting will go definitely beyond 40 minutes, because people will have different. I don't have houses like $1 million. So people definitely have questions like how big the backyard is, whether the people, they have fire screens on their windows or not. So you open that. And then if they have a questions that we want to inspect the property, no problems. We don't put an objection on that. Nobody has done till now like a clause in the contract saying we want to inspect the property, but we cover that by saying, why not you send your building inspector out there and he inspects that, he sends you the photographs, and he gives you a guideline whether you need to buy this house or not.
So you can do building inspections.
Building
inspections can be done?
Look, I don't know about the legality of the building inspections, but these buyers are organizing building inspectors, and the building inspectors have gone out there. So which means they can do that, because building inspectors are out there doing structural building inspections.
So Taney, then you've got offer and acceptance. All right. So we've covered the routine. The video inspection, and then you've got offer and acceptance. And then moving forward from there, I'm assuming that you're just using DocuSign to get contracts signed. And then is that correct? And then everything else is being done virtually.
DocuSign or Adobe Fill and Sign. So we got both. We find that Adobe Fill and Sign is more easier for the users to use.
Okay.
DocuSign, it's pretty easy. And so with DocuSign, Adobe Fill and Sign, we guide them that you can sign digitally and send us back. We arranged that. There is a website called I Love PDF in case you want to arrange the documents, backs and forths, and properly format them. And you just do that from there. And then you send
I love PDF.
I Love PDF.
Okay, and Taney, last question, because we've got to wrap up. We're a little bit over time here. This is fascinating. We could talk all day, right? This is honestly fascinating. And I've been saying for weeks now, I get contacted a lot from agents saying, how do you think up your content all the time? I keep saying, where is the agent in Victoria that's just documenting the diary of a real estate agent in lockdown? Because this is fascinating information. This is like space age stuff. Right. As I said, we could talk about this all day, right, guys?
It's common sense on steroids.
Oh, prices.
Well, is it? That's the thing, Mark. If it is, then how come everyone's not doing it? Taney, I want to know, are you getting up at the same time every day? Do you suit up like you usually do if you're going into the office?
It's very important that we do a meeting 9:30 morning. Every morning we do a 9:30, and then there is another team meeting happens at 5:30. Depends upon how busy we are, but 5:30, and it's on a rotating roster for the team. It's not myself calling everyone. So everyone has a duty to call. Like Monday, one guy will call, Tuesday, other guy will call, and then we are dressed up in the same. So the way we used to go in office, we have the white shirt on because it actually gives us the feeling about that we are at the workplace. And I've set up my study into a studio as well. So everything is available here at the moment. So pretty much
unbelievable.
We start doing callings. We got a scanner, print out, send the authority, fill it up, get it signed back.
Unbelievable.
Send it back to the photographer. They will actually make a courtesy call, make a WhatsApp group straight away with the vendors saying that yes, welcome to the team, and we will give you updates here. And then all of a sudden, all of team members started getting introduced themselves. Call the florist, send the florist with the flower bouquet, order them, and they deliver it.
How about prices? Phenomenal. What's in your core area and surrounding? What's house prices done? One in the last 10 years and also in the last year.
Since lockdown, I want to know as well.
Yeah, lockdown. Where are you at? And rentals. Give us some numbers. Some
with the rentals at the moment, it is pretty hard because there's like, for example, if there are 10 properties for lease available, there's only 3 quality tenants available on the market. So with the rentals, it is basically more rental properties in the market than as compared to what the tenants are available in the market as well. With the rental on an average of 4-bedroom on a 448 square meter block, you get about 380, 370, 380 mark. Whereby on a bigger property you get 400 plus, but it's hard to get 400 plus with a quality tenant. So like double story houses.
So the rent's down or even, or just longer days on market?
It's longer days on the market and even down as well, $10 to $20 per week.
$10, $20. And sales?
Sales is about 5%. So it's not much difference in the pricing.
Down?
It's 5% down at the moment. So it's not like huge 10% or 20% what people think, because the state government is doing a lot of infrastructure where I am. It's an outer skirt of west corridor of Melbourne. So the new schools are being underdeveloped at the moment. They're under construction, which actually makes a big difference. Connections to freeways going in. So that actually lifts the price.
And why are the people selling? Are they going into the city, out of the city? So you describe people coming from the city to the suburbs. The people who are selling, are they buying bigger, downsizing, or moving to New South Wales?
For sure. So with my buyers, they are living in apartments in CBD at the moment, and they are coming back to the suburban areas with bigger houses.
Yep. And the sellers, where are they going?
The sellers are going either in the same suburb, they're upsizing with the same suburb itself, or let's say 15 to 20 minutes drive from my suburb is a countryside. So they're moving out to the countryside in the farms.
Yeah, yeah.
Mark, anything
Guys,
Lisa?
I think we better wrap up there just because it's now 8:15. Taney, we could talk to you all day about this, but one thing I wanted to point out was what we just said, what I said to you, Taney, just before we came on air. The harder you work, the luckier you get, right? So, you know, credit to you, seriously credit to you. This has got nothing to do with luck. This has only got to do with hard work and hustling and pushing through the noise and all the barriers and seeing what is possible. I mean, seriously, congratulations to you, because these are not exactly the most motivating of circumstances. And seriously, success to you. I mean, it's quite incredible. I think, you know, everyone in the industry would be completely in awe of what you're doing there, because it's you know, most people have marked it impossible, and you know, you're here and you're testament to anyone that's in this environment that it's not. It's incredible.
One thing I just want to add.
When I was shocked, I was surprised first time. So I take it as a cricket. I said, like, the ball is coming on the bat. Why not we hit it for the run? So every time then I understand that what's the technique, what's the actual hidden, I would say, sorting out the puzzle. So for me, it's not a big thing. I know, like, some people might think it's impossible, but it's definitely not a big thing. It's pretty easy, but you just need to keep your mind straight, not look left and right towards the negative part of the chaos, what's happening around the world, the talks, and that's it.
Beautiful. That's always the hard thing, right? We're always saying follow the grey line. That's always the hard thing. Guys, I've got to wrap up. I'm sorry, I do need to fly. Taney, thank you very, very much for your time. We really appreciate it. We've renamed you Taney. Do you know?
Yes, I saw that. That's
the lockdown lion.
Awesome.
The lockdown lion.
Mark, are you good? Mr. Norval?
No, I just reckon Taney looks like Don Johnson from India. Do you know who Don Johnson is, Taney?
I don't know.
Oh, you got to Google it. He was my hero for about 10 years when I was 10 years of age.
Oh, God.
In Miami, and Miami Vice was a television series, and his name was, he was the coolest cat out there because he always wore a white shirt and a sports coat like you. So
look him up. You'll soon realise, Taney, that's a sincere compliment.
Oh, I've got him.
That's a big compliment. Yeah. Actually, just we're gonna yeah, we'll leave out on Don Johnson. We're gonna screen. There he is. There he is.
Yeah,
we lost him.
I changed wrong screen. There he is.
There he is. Look at that. Bring up a bigger photo.
Which one?
Yeah, he was the cooler. The white shirts and the sports jackets.
He was the Guru Swami of the 1980s. All right, guys, I've got to leave it there. Thank you, Taney. Much appreciated.
You're a weapon.
Good luck.
You're a weapon.
See you, everyone.
Well done.